Yo, this is Talk E. Welcome to the locker room. Talk nothing but basketball. If you want to be part of the locker room, you obviously have to be part of the team. In order for you to be part of the team, you have to subscribe. So subscribe and share the video to not only be part of the team in the locker room, but to also be a part of our daily basketball conversations so that you don't miss nights and events of basketball like this. Now, I will not be speaking about none of the 15 games that went on last night in detail because, to be honest with you, the last game of the season, game 82, obviously some games mattered, some games didn't, but there are way bigger things to talk about. So let's go ahead and talk about our first thing of the night. Oh my God. I don't even know where to start. Like, Rudy Gobert himself, the last 3 years has been super disappointing, right? Not just on the court, in my opinion, but for like off the court stuff. Like, he's the reason why the NBA had to suspend the season. He's the reason why the NBA went into lockdown. He decided to cough on some mics, thinking that COVID is not real. And now he's over here punching his teammates in timeouts in the middle of an important game that could possibly land them either the 6th seed or make them drop all the way down to 9. And punching your teammate on live television during a timeout because he's telling you to get a rebound is crazy. And not only that, the team signed him, they traded for him to come there and get rebounds, play defense, and block. That's it. And if your teammate is telling you to do your job, actually get a block, go play defense, go do something, why do you feel like you just punch him in his face? And then obviously it didn't land in his face, but like, come on, let's be serious. When you swing for somebody, you're not swinging for their chest or their stomach, especially at 7'2", and the other guy like 7'2". Like, well, stop it. Nobody's swinging for nobody's chest. He thought about a mid punch and then landed it on his chest, but you do not do that on no timeout. You do not do that at like any given time on the court, in front of fans, anything. Because first of all right, punching teammates, fighting teammates happens all the time in practice. Okay, we've seen it before the season even started with Jordan Poole, Draymond Green, and we've seen it multiple times before. Prior to that, but to do it in the last game of the season, like, you've worked so hard, and obviously Karl Anthony Towns was injured back in November, and they struggled a lot, and that's a big reason why they're even in this position where they have to win this last game of the season. But the fact that you even got here, the fact that you even have a chance to even enter the play-in and play a couple of extra games to possibly get into the playoffs, and then the chance that you have to land the 7th seed and only play one game instead of 2 games, or be able to lose once and still have a chance to make it to the playoffs. And you decided to waste that chance by punching your teammate in the chest. And not only that, you did not punch like a scrub on the team that you guys will not need. The person that Rudy Gobert punched, Kyle Anderson, is actually a really good player for this Timberwolves team, like one of the best players on this team. When Karl Anthony Towns went out, and in games that Rudy Gobert was not playing, they put Kyle Anderson in the game, and he had 17 points, 11 assists, got a couple of boards. I mean, he pretty much did a little bit of everything. Like, I feel like this season's been the best season from Kyle Anderson that I've seen in his entire like NBA career right now. And the worst part about punching your teammate or even getting into a fight with a teammate and it leaks to online is, one, obviously the embarrassment for that teammate, because Kyle Anderson, he was about to hit him back, but then, he caught himself, because at the end of the day, he's more important for this team. And, in a game like this, somebody needs to be the bigger man. Like, you can't both of them get out. Like, what the hell? Then that's a guaranteed loss. But in the locker room is where it hurts the team the most, because now you lost the trust of all of your teammates. You've lost the trust of your coaches, and the fact that it happened over your coach in timeout right in front of the entire team, and the way that the argument was happening, you can tell it was not that serious, because nobody stepped in to try to separate them. Nobody tried to pull them away from each other or anything, because it probably was not that confrontational. Like, it was like, he probably would tell him, yo, get a rebound. Kyle Anderson tell him, get a block. And it's one of those things where both players are like telling each other, hey, you're not doing enough. Like, do more, play harder. And to basically go against your quote that you had last night when they asked you, how do you feel about Kyle Anderson? You sat there and you was like, oh, he's just very blunt, but I understand it's coming from a good place. He just wants to see me be better, da da da. And then you come out here the next day, literally not even 24 hours later, and you punch him in his chest because he's telling you to do your job. Like, he's telling you to do the thing that has made you win Defensive Player of the Year 3 times. And this time you decide to punch him in his chest. And not only that, this Timberwolves team traded 6 picks for him. First round picks. That means for the next 12 years, they don't have at least 6 of their picks. So if they start tanking after, 3-4 years, which would be insane because they have Anthony Edwards and Cat. But if they decide to start tanking in 3 or 4 years, those are about 4 picks that will be gone. They will not be able to use. And for what? They traded him for a $200 million player that, 1, cannot score more than 12 points. 2, struggles to catch dunks. Just basically just getting the ball and dunking it. Struggles to do that. And then 3 is punching his teammate in the chest because he tells him to get a block. Play defense. Do the only thing that you know how to do. You don't know how to dribble the ball. You struggle to catch the ball. You don't know how to pass. The only thing you know how to do is defend the paint. You can't even defend the perimeter. You can't even run out to a corner. You can't do nothing. We've seen it multiple times in the playoffs. You're the main reason why the Jazz lost playoff series after playoff series after playoff series. And Donovan Mitchell had to sit there and take all the blame of why he couldn't make it past the first round. And it's because of you. The quote-unquote best defender in the league, defensive player in the league 3 times. So the only thing you know how to do is defend the paint. Block the ball. That's it. And the one time you get told to do your job, you decide to snap and start punching people. And then you wonder why you got people out here questioning you being a $200 million player. I don't even know why they gave Rudy Gobert $200 million. To have $200 million tied up to somebody that only defends the paint. Strictly just the paint. You cannot, you literally cannot do pick and roll with him. Now, you obviously going to do it a couple of times, but it's not a real option in offense. Why? I don't know. I genuinely do not know why a 7'2" player cannot be a threat on pick and rolls. It just does not make sense to me. And then when it comes to rebounds too, he has games where he's having 20 rebounds, 15 rebounds, 25 rebounds. But there are games where he's getting out-rebounded by, centers that he should not be getting out-rebounded by. And then there's times where, we say that he's the best paint defender, and then he has Ben Simmons give him 42 points. Ben Simmons has not took 10 shots this entire season in a single game. I just don't understand. And then, according to Woj and Shams, the thing escalated from a verbal conversation to him swinging, which then got him sent home. He was suspended. And then in the locker room during halftime, apparently Kyle Anderson, basically pressed him and was like, yo, I'll really knock you out, this, that, and the third. And then, that also hurts the team too, because now in the halftime, they literally don't have time to speak about what they're going to do in the second half. Now, luckily, the Timberwolves ended up winning, but if they didn't, this would have been really bad for his career, his legacy, and then, just the Timberwolves as a team. That one thing could have hurt them. And not only that, he decided to do this right after Jaden McDaniels decided to, obviously got called for the foul, but he decided to walk into the tunnel and punch the wall. I genuinely don't understand what the hell happened with the Timberwolves last night. Why would you go into the tunnel and punch the wall when all you need to do is win one game? And you are one of the best defenders on his team. And not only that, you are literally the only defender that they have around the perimeter. You are the best perimeter defender that they have. You're the only defender that they could put on All-Stars this season. And I don't know if he thought he's going to punch through the wall and his hand won't break. I don't know how strong he thought he was. But 9 times out of 10, you punch the wall really hard, you're going to get a fracture. You're going to get a broken wrist. Something in your arm is going to break. The impact is going to go back into your arm and it's going to break. I don't know, genuinely, I don't understand how this made sense to either one of these players. And then they said, oh, he sent Rudy Gobert sent a message after the whole incident to the team group chat and da da da. That doesn't even matter, bro. Because now, if he doesn't get suspended and they go to the play-in, I mean, to be honest, this team is not a deep playoff type of team. They're not gonna make a deep run. I mean, they have to face the Lakers in the first round, and depending on how that goes, they either face the Grizzlies or the Nuggets, and I do not think this team will beat either one of those two teams. So, they're bound to lose. But if we get a rematch between the Timberwolves and Grizzlies, it could be decent. But I genuinely don't think they're gonna beat either one of these teams. I feel like, especially now, because Jaden McDaniels is gone. Like, he's not coming back, like, at all. Like, this season is done for him. He's gonna need like at least 6 to 8 weeks until his hand recovers and he can play. And by the time those 6 to 8 weeks are done, we'll be in the finals, buddy. Probably past the finals. And for a veteran like Rudy Gobert to see that happen and understand that most likely he did not punch through the wall and he broke his own arm, or at least injured it, so he would not be returning back to the game or be playing the next game. For you to be out here getting so mad during the timeout and punching your teammate is insane to me. And then on top of that, we had Kyle Anderson basically come out in an interview and he basically just downplayed it. Like, he did the mature thing, he did what he had to do, and he did what somebody that's worth millions of dollars and especially getting that paid to him by playing a sport that he's been playing since he was a kid, since he was a child. He sat there and was like, we'll deal with it in house. It is what it is. Things happen. It's just part of the game. It's part of leadership. And obviously this happened before in the NBA. But this season alone, bro, it's been way too many punches of teammates getting leaked into the internet. The NBA, I'm not like predicting this moving forward. I'm pretty sure they're going to shut this down eventually. But right now, this season, NBA is looking like it's getting too ghetto. Like, and if that's the case, if players are getting punched on live television by their own teammates, and it's becoming like it's the next love of hip hop for men only, I'm telling you, bro, they're going to start enforcing more punishments and harder punishments, because the more violence that occurs on live television, the more sponsorships that are going to be taken away from the NBA, the less money the league is going to be making, the less money that players will be getting paid, and teams are not going to want that. And that's why I'm saying they need to suspend him or give him some type of punishment. If they're not going to suspend him for, the play-in or the playoffs, if they make it, because I know and I understand that, this is very big for the team. And I'm pretty sure Kyle Anderson would not want him to be suspended either. I'm pretty sure he would want to win as much as possible and compete as much as possible. But at least suspend him for the beginning of next season. Like the first 10 games or so, 5 games or so. Because it's not fair. Like, we saw Draymond Green punch Jordan Poole in practice and an employee leaked the video. That was not supposed to come out. And he left the team for like a huge amount of games. And now that this is happening on live television in front of the team, the coaches, the coaching staff, the announcers, the whole world to see, and a lot of corporate people that are watching the game either in person or on television, he needs a bigger punishment. Like, I understand, like, in games like this where the team is like basically fighting for their life, tensions are very high, emotions are very high, people are very sensitive. But if someone is literally just telling you to do your job, he's not even telling you, you gotta defend this player like that, you're not doing it like this. He's not giving you X's and O's. He's literally just telling you, put your hands up. Just literally put your hand up. Attempt to block a shot. Like, block one. Give us one stop. Like, you are known for blocks. You are known for defending the paint, the basket. You are known for that. That's it. That's all he's asking you. He's not asking you to score. He's not asking you to do anything that you don't do. Now, if he was telling you go dribble the ball at the top of the key and make a play, I understand why you would be frustrated and why you'd be mad. But if he's telling you to literally do what you have been known to do since you've came into the league, and for somehow, some way you finessed your way to $200 million doing, I mean, I don't understand how you got mad or why you got mad. It does not make sense to me. And on top of that, they want to talk about, oh, he hurt his back in the game prior, so he wasn't supposed to even play this game, da-da-da. That's not the point. If you can play the game, if you are on the court, then you are healthy enough to control your emotions and you are healthy enough to come out and perform. Or else just don't play. If you're that injured where it becomes an excuse later on when you make mistakes, just don't play. Because it does not make sense. And then on top of that, you got the Clippers with Bones Highland and Mason Plumlee pushing each other on the bench. Now, I don't know what Bones Highland thought he was doing. I mean, you literally just got your feet in the water. This is your first season in the league and you already got traded once. Well, why would you go ahead and put your hands on a vet? You want to spend the rest of your career just being traded from team to team? And again, it's on live television. And I'm pretty sure that Mason Plumlee did not tell him to do anything crazy. He did not tell him, like, to do anything insane. It's like, the thing is, it's the last game of the season. And to be honest with you, the Clippers needed this as well. And not only that, the Clippers were going against a Suns team that did not have anybody. Like, literally nobody. Like, our best player was like, I don't even know. Like, genuinely, I haven't even seen these guys play. So they were supposed to win this game. And I'm pretty sure he didn't tell me anything crazy. He was just like, yo, play harder, do that, and that's it. So the fact that, even if he told him to do anything crazy, I'm pretty sure he didn't call him out of his name. He didn't say nothing about his family. He didn't say anything that has to push him to put hands on him and push a vet on the team. And somebody needs to check that, because I'm not going to lie to you. Okay, this happened to Mason Plumlee today. Now, what happens if he gets enough confidence and does that to Kawhi Leonard? He's done. That's it. His career is over. Nobody wants a young player who has promise but is willing to fight and put hands on his teammates on live television. Nobody wants that. There's a lot of players, like if we look at Bobby Portis, before he was on the Bucks, teams did not want him. Because they say he's fighting his teammates in practice. So if that is what teammates that are going through in practice, and that's what teams are saying about you because of what you're doing in practice, imagine what they're going to say about players that are doing this on live television. Like, not in practice, not behind closed doors, not in an area where, you're not expecting things to come out on the internet. Like, you are literally doing this for the world to see. What team is going to want that? Not a single team. Because the more violent a player is, the more violent a team is, the more violent the league is going to be, and the less money the league is going to make. The whole idea is to try to push the NBA forward beyond just the United States. Like, I think the next big step is, obviously try to get everything back into schedule, but after that is try to get the games on international television. Like, our biggest games only are on national TV. And if we have an international game and you're out here punching your teammates, how does that look? You're wasting a lot of money that the league could be making. Like, whether you are pushing, punching, getting up in your teammate's face, that should never be a thing that you do on live television. If you are in a timeout and you raise your voice or you say a couple of, colorful words and stuff like that, it's fine. Like, I guess it is what it is. It's sports and things are going to happen. And if two players on opposite teams get up in each other's face, if they throw punches, stuff like that, it's understandable. You're playing against each other. Like, you're not supposed to like that person in that given moment. Things are going to happen. Things are going to be said. There's trash being said on both sides. But your own teammate that has been playing with you the whole 81 other games and you have not done anything to him this entire time, why wait till the last game to do something like this? They just threw away their entire season last night. And then for the Clippers, I'm not going to lie, them winning last night's game, they have the hardest path to get into the finals. They have to face the Suns in the first round, which, in my opinion, could either be a super easy round or a very, very complicated round, whether they come out of it victorious or not. Because KD has only played with the team like 8 games. Obviously, they're 8-0 or 7-0, but at the same time, it's like they didn't play much competition in those 7-8 games. And then they will have to face whoever wins between the Nuggets and either Timberwolves or Lakers. And if it's the Lakers or Nuggets, that would not be an easy win neither. That's going to be a whole 6-7 game series, and there's going to be a lot of people getting banged up. There's going to be a lot of things going on, and the Nuggets are not a pushover, at least not this year. They have all their guys back. Everybody's back. Everybody's there to play and show up. And then after that, they'll have to face whoever, they got to face last. It's going to have to be between the Grizzlies, Kings, or Warriors. And whichever one it is, that's not going to be easy neither. Obviously, assuming that they make it to that point and that Paul George comes back and he's balling out. And then by the time they get to the finals, in my opinion, they're going to have to face the Bucks, Celtics from the East, or even the Sixers. And that's not going to be easy neither. So by the time they even get to the finals, they're going to be banged up and tired. And for them to even win a championship, that'll be even more, hard for them to do. And if they manage to do it, then hats off. There's nothing else you can say to that. But anyways, yeah, it's enough of me rambling, chatting. It's time for y'all. Let me know, chatting down below. Like, comment, subscribe, and share. This is Real Talk E, and it's time to leave the locker room. I'm going to catch ya. Safety.
Irving puts it up. It's good. Kyrie Irving from downtown.
The officials have to review it. And the Lakers win the game. Banks it in. He banks in the 3 to win it. Good.
That's why he's NBA All-Defensive Team. Adebayo, sky high with the block and rejection.
This is for the win. Got it. Wow.
At 7, working against Butler, got down.